Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Humby and today I will be teaching you how to paint an Aurora night sky in a jar. So before we get started, I just wanted to let you know that I will be providing a link in the description below to my Amazon influencer page. You can find all the materials listed in this video to make it easier on you guys, as I do get a lot of requests asking what materials I use and where to buy them, so I hope this helps you guys out a lot. But anyway, let's just jump straight into this tutorial. So the first thing I've done is gone in and drawn the outline of the jar that I'm going to be painting the Aurora in. If you are not into drawing or don't think you're too good at it, don't worry, you can just print a jar picture from online out and then use it as a stencil, as we won't be needing any of the inner details because we'll be filling the jar with a night sky Aurora. So after I've got my jar outline completed, I've gone ahead and used this biscuit masking fluid along the bottom of the jar. Essentially what this does is prevent any paint from being transferred to the page wherever the biscuit masking fluid is. So once I'm done painting, for instance the trees down the bottom, I'll be able to peel off this biscuit masking fluid and it will be completely white along the edges of the jar, where normally without it there would be all the black ink coming out of the lines, which is not a good look. So now that we've got the biscuit masking fluid laid down, I'm going to go ahead and put some of my Grumbucker blue watercolor into my watercolor palette, and then wetting my brush, I am going to activate that watercolor, and I'm going to use a fair bit of water in my brush because I want the bottom of the jar to be quite a light blue color as we gradually get darker towards the top of the sky. So the more water you apply with your brush, the lighter the watercolor will turn out when applying it onto the page. So this next step is completely optional, but because I am so impatient, I go ahead and use a heat embossing tool, which will dry that freshly applied watercolor paint in a matter of seconds, so you don't have to sit around waiting for it to dry. Once it's dry, I'll go ahead and apply another layer, starting from light blue to the bottom all the way to dark up the top, and then drying it out with the heat embossing tool. So now that our background night sky is completely dry, we are going to go ahead and start on the stylized Aurora aspect of the painting. So to do this, I just grabbed some of my titanium white Liquitex acrylic ink, put it in my watercolor palette, and then with a slightly smaller brush, just started to apply it to the bottom in the middle. We're gonna do it in a kind of squiggly line, so we'll start with some small S's, and then as we move to the top of the page, get larger and larger. So to blend this Aurora into the night sky, I am taking some white titanium ink and blending it with a little bit of green watercolor, and then putting a little bit on my brush and a little bit of water as well. I am just going to blend it upwards in vertical strokes. So now comes my favorite part of any of my cosmic paintings. I'm going to take an old toothbrush, some more titanium white acrylic ink, put some of that ink onto the bristles of the brush, and then just brush the stars over the page, and they will just transfer straight onto that night sky, and they look super real and super natural, and it is a lot of fun to do. So once the stars are completed, I'm going to go back to adding some more of that light green paint, as well as a light green Jelly Roll Moonlight pen and a white Signa Uniball ink pen, and blending the aurora into the night sky. So I'm now going to work on the lid of the jar. I'm going to take some gray watercolor and just apply a light coat over the whole jar lid. And then I'm going to go through with some darker shades and apply them to create some shadows between the creases, some random areas to give it a metallic look. I'm then going to take a fine line marker and a ruler and add some more details to the top of the jar to make it more lifelike. So now to finish off this painting, I'm going to start painting in the trees down the bottom of the jar. So to do this, I take a small fan brush and some black acrylic ink, and I start by painting the tree trunks, and then using the edge of the fan brush, I just kind of dab in the bristles of the tree branches. So once the trees are done, I'm going to peel off that Misket masking fluid. As you can see, I've applied some within the jar too to represent some reflections on the jar. I didn't end up liking how white they were, so I did go ahead and fill the one down the bottom in with some more trees. And then using a white ink pen and a wet paintbrush, I went ahead and blended those reflections out to look more realistic. So there we have it, that is the completed painting. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial. I hope it helped you out or answered some of your questions. If you do try this out at home, please send me a photo. I love seeing all your recreations of my art. Make sure to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, subscribe for more tutorials and process videos. But until next time, keep painting, and I look forward to seeing you in the future. Bye guys.